Hey, fourth grade, here to help you with lines and angles when it comes to vocabulary. Now, this is a whole lot of vocabulary, as you can tell from here, and there's a lot to remember. So I have certain hand signals that help you remember these definitions. So you can always play like a game of Simon Says, where you can quiz yourself, you can have someone quiz you, call these out, and see if you can remember the hand signals. So I'm going to quickly go through, give you the definitions and the hand signals. So the first one we have is a point. Now a point is an exact location somewhere. So we show this with just like a really big period. So to show a point, just make a fist and hold it up. That fist is kind of like the point. So that would be a point. The next one we have is a line. Now a line, as you notice, has two arrows on both sides. That means it goes on forever in both directions. It doesn't end, it goes on forever. So I show that by holding my arms out both sides, and my hands are like the arrows heading out. Alright, so then I have, after a line is a line segment. Now we know a segment is part of something, so it has 2 points. Notice how those points right there, 2 points on the end of each. They're called endpoints because that's where that line segment ends on each side. And I show it by going in here, and I have my elbows being those points. I've also seen some people go like this, where they make fists. This would be a line, this would be a line segment. I personally like coming in and my elbows being the points. So that'd be a line segment. It's part of a line. We have a line, goes on forever. Line segment, just a part of it. Okay. Then I have a ray. Now you may notice a ray has 1 point, one end point, and an arrow. So that means that it ends here, there's an end point here, but goes on forever in one direction. And the kids love this one because they get to dab. They have the arrow part going on forever, and the end point is the elbow. So they can think of a ray being a dab, where it has one end point, goes on forever in the other. So there's the basic parts of a line segment, ray. Now we can combine these together to make intersecting lines. So intersecting just means that they cross. So we can show this, we're just making like a cross with our arms. So people think of it as Wonder Woman, you know, when she's blocking. So that's intersecting lines where they're crossing. That's what intersecting means. The other ones we have is perpendicular lines. Now these are special versions of intersecting lines because they create a right angle, a 90-degree angle, when they intersect. So we show that by just making a T with our arms. So that way we're creating that as perpendicular lines. And the last one we have is parallel lines. And those are kind of like equal sign. They're lines that will never intersect. They'll never cross. They go on forever and they will never cross. So that's shown by here with 2 lines that would never cross. And a little hint, parallel has 2 L's in there, right in the middle, and those are parallel. They'll never cross. So parallel has a pair of parallel lines inside it. Just a cool little fact. So then we have intersecting, perpendicular, and parallel. All right, now we're moving on to angles. So then we have an angle. Now an angle is nothing more than 2 rays that share a common endpoint. So we have an endpoint here and a ray here, endpoint here, ray here. So I don't really have a signal for angles because we have some special angles that we'll get into. But we just need to know that an angle is 2 rays put together sharing an endpoint. Now, you may be asking what that endpoint is called. Well, it's called a vertex. So it's very important for 4th grade to know that where those 2 rays meet in an angle is a vertex. It's the corner of the angle. It's where it will turn. So that's going to be the vertex. Now we're going to get into our special angles here. First one we have is a right angle, which we talked about with perpendicular lines. It's a square corner. It's 90 degrees. So if you think about a piece of paper here, we have the square corner, there's 90 degrees. And we show that just by making a 90-degree angle with our arms. So we have a right angle here. The next one we have is an acute angle. Now an acute angle is an angle that is from 1 degree to 89 degrees. It's less than 90 degrees. So it is smaller than a right angle. Cute, I think of always like a cute little squirrel, you know, small little squirrel. So a acute angle is a small angle. We show that just by making an acute angle with our arms. On the flip side of an acute angle, we have one that's larger than a 90-degree angle. It's bigger than the right angle. It's opened up more, and we call that an obtuse angle. So we watch a video in class with someone that has an obtuse caboose. So they have a big butt, So we have the obtuse angle. So we show just like here, just like that. So angle greater than 90, angle less than 90, angle exactly 90. So lots of vocabulary. These hand signals really help the students remember these terms because there is a lot. But once we learn all these, it makes it a whole lot easier for us. So you're with your student, you can always just call out, Simon says, show me a ray. And hopefully they dab. Simon says, show me perpendicular lines. Hopefully they go like this. Simon says, show me an acute angle. And they should be able to do it relatively quickly. So this helps them get that term in their memory because there is a lot here. All right, hopefully that helps, and I'll see you next time.